You can use this week is Jenny Cornell from Northland Health Centers. Thank you so much for being here today. And you know, we kid around about it a lot, and there have been a lot of, you know, jokes and things about the election, but there are a lot of people who are feeling extreme anxiety because unfortunately we hear a lot of doom speak about it, right?
Yeah, and well, election means sometimes can mean change too, and change isn't always the easiest thing for people, whether there is change or isn't. It's just the unknown, right? When something's up in the air and we're kind of apprehensive about it, it's like the perfect breeding ground for more anxiety, more stress, more tension. When we don't know what the outcomes are going to be or things like that, this can elevate our levels of stress and anxiety.
And we've kind of got it on a loop. I mean, if you turn on the TV, it's on a loop. You know, if you're not watching news shows, it's on the, you know, it's on the advertising. If you turn on your radio, it's on the advertising. You can't escape it.
No, it's constantly on. It's almost like a 24/7. So as soon as you distract yourself and doing something else, there's another ad or there's something else that comes along. So sometimes it takes a deliberate action on our own to change that channel, so to speak, and literally sometimes to switch to something else or do something that we want to be doing instead of feel like all this stuff is coming at us, to really define our time and what it is that we want to do and find the sources and places we want to get information instead of feeling like information's being forced at us.
Maybe it's time for a reality check, right? I mean, tell me what people can do. I mean, it really, this is not the first time we've had a contentious election.
Right. It really, we have to focus on our sphere of control, what we can control. You can control your vote and what you do with that, and beyond that, that's the masses is outside of our control. And so if we're worrying about all the things that we can't control, we're just going to increase more stress and more anxiety and really create our own misery in that. So as long as we're focusing on getting the information that we feel we want to get, we need, so that we can vote to our values, our conscious, what feels good to you, then that will greatly help reduce your stress and anxiety when it comes to it.
That when you're, I'm sorry, but do you think that when you are overly anxious, you kind of get internal instead of looking out toward others?
Yes. Yeah, when we're extremely anxious or stressed, we always have this internal dialogue, things that are going on inside us or our lives, and our worldview really shortens and gets microscopic, almost like that tunnel vision. We can only see this, we can only see that. We don't see everything that's around us.
So helping others, maybe reconnecting with what you believe in, do those things help?
Yes. One of good ways to help manage that stress and anxiety is honoring your values and honoring your things, and that can mean getting together with people that you have a good time with, you care about. Doing other things for other people can be a great stress management tool as well. We don't think of that one often, but anxiety, getting out, or physical exercise and following our routines can also be something that's really helpful for managing stress and anxiety during these times. And that also helps structure our time so we don't feel like our time is being controlled by others.
If you find yourself in a conversation, you know, and unfortunately people even people who love each other tend to demonize each other during this time. If you disagree with me, then, you know, we've kind of come to a place where we can't disagree with each other without, you know, the other person is just a bad person because they disagree with me. Right. How do you deal with that?
Everybody is entitled to their own perspectives and their own opinions and their own voices because we're all unique individuals. My husband and I are polar opposite when it comes to our views politically, but that's okay. We respect that. That's the diversity and the wealth of our nation that we get with that. And as long as we honor ours and focus on what we can do, our sphere of control, that can help us reducing that anxiety. And we can't control other people. As much as we would love to try and do that sometimes, that would be great, right? Sometimes, but we just can't. And if we try to, or we try and force the issue or our agenda on other people, that can be negative for our relationships and create more stress.
At what point do you think people need to realize that, okay, I've gone a little bit too far here, I really need to talk to somebody?
Yeah, when you start to feel like it's all consuming all the time, every day, it's interfering with work, it's interfering with your relationships, you're just feeling more that tension and conflict, reach out to other people, whether it's other supportive people. I would caution you on commiserating with other people because sometimes that doesn't help. Like more of supporting of like, I'm going through a difficult time. Are you going through that? How do you manage a difficult time? Or hey, let's go get coffee together and talk about something completely different. Or you can seek professional help too.
Okay, and this is where people can find you at Northland Health Centers here in Bismarck. They can always reach out to you as well, and there's your phone number on the screen.
Yes.
So thank you so much for being here today. And remember, the election is a moment, and you can only control what you can control.
Right.
All right, thanks so much, Jenny.
Thank you.
All right, so coming up.